Another method of adding text to Adobe Photoshop is to do something called area text. Just a little bit different on how we set it up. Pick up your type tool. Don't just click on the screen and begin typing. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. What I want you to do is click and drag. You're clicking and dragging to define the boundaries of where you want the text to go. So if I click my mouse and drag to make a box, I'm making an area text box. You will see it stays there. Now I've got some text in memory. I'm going to do a copy paste, Control V, and just to quickly put that text in there. You will notice that it's wrapping at the edge boundaries. If I change the marker here, it will change the way we see our text. It'll reformat it. With the text like this, I can then go to this button right here and control the text through some of my paragraph options. For example, if I select all the text, Control A, I can center it, right justify it with last line being left, justify it to center last line, justify right line right, and force justify everything. Notice those last paragraph lines. Probably the safest one in terms of readability is left justification. That is considered the easiest to read. However, if you want it a little bit more formal, then you might want to try justify with last line left. Something like that. Readability of text is paramount. We have to be able to read the text and we have to be comfortable reading it. So the font, things that we would talk about in a word processing class, using the right font, etc. But use a font that's easy to read, but you have other controls here. For example, this one right here allows you to push the text off of this left margin. If I first select the text and then click here and drag, as you can see, it's pushing it away from that left margin. You could do the same with the right margin over here, or you can take it back with a 0. In terms of readability, I want to know where the paragraphs begin or end. This option right here allows me to indent the first line of every paragraph. So if I click here and drag with all the text selected, as you can see, I can indent the first line of every paragraph. I can also space before or after. Just choose one, not both. If I select this one and move that a bit, you will notice indeed I'm adding more space. That makes text more readable. There is nothing more intimidating to a reader when they can't really tell where paragraphs begin or end, and Adobe Photoshop gives us the ability to do that if we want to. One other thing, you do have a hyphenization button. I don't have any words that required hyphenization, but if I didn't turn that off, it would not hyphenate the words. So this is not InDesign. This is not a word processing program. And I wouldn't do a lot of text in Adobe Photoshop anyway, but I do have the control I need to get the job done. And don't forget, text done in Adobe Photoshop when saved correctly, and we'll talk about that later, will maintain its vector nature all the way through to print.